New video today. Here we go.
First up we have a 2019 release. This is The Veil of Darkness by the French band Gorgon. This is not a death metal band, Gorgon, also from France, that released a new record this year. This Gorgon is from Côte d'Azur in the southeast of France, whereas the other Gorgon apparently is from Paris. A little bit confusing, but anyway, the real Gorgon released a handful of records in the mid-90s and early 2000s before splitting up. When they were active, there were quite a lot of lineup changes, where Christophe Chatelet on guitars and vocals was the only constant member. And on their previous records they played 90s black metal with some keyboards, and the production was kind of rough around the edges. The Veil of Darkness was released early this year on Osmose. And this time around, Christophe Chatelet is the sole member of Gorgon and does everything except drums, which was played by a session member called Rémi. And what's striking is how clean the production is compared to the older stuff, and it has more of a rock and roll feel to it. It's very catchy, and even though most songs recycle a couple of riffs and melodies, it never gets redundant. And most songs are mid-paced and sound a bit like a mix of later Darkthrone mixed with Satyricon, and on some tracks, like Burn for Him, I get an Immortal feel, and not the icy melodies, but rather thrash riffing on the later Immortal releases. And the tape has 11 songs, including an intro, and the record clocks in for 2 minutes, and all in all it's a very good and catchy album, but some of the songs are very similar, and I think it would have benefited if it would have a little bit more variety in the tempo. My favorite tracks are Border of the Forest, Burn for Him, and Posthumous Bewitchment. And it was released on CD, vinyl and tape, and you can pick it up at Osmose. Here's a snippet. Next we have a handful of records from Wolves in the Throne Room. First we have the debut full-length Diadem of 12 Stars. And if you're not familiar with Wolves in the Throne Room, the band was formed by brothers Aaron and Nathan Weaver in 2002 in Olympia, Washington, and they play what they themselves refer to as Cascadian black metal, which in its essence it's Scandinavian second wave black metal mixed with post-rock and maybe some doom. And the lyrics is more about preserving nature rather than hailing Satan. Anyway, Diadem 12 Stars was released in 2006 on CD through Vendless Records, and in 2017 on vinyl through Southern Lord. And the record consists of 4 songs. All 4 tracks are over 10 minutes long, and the closer is over 20 minutes, making the record close to 1 hour. And all 4 songs are very varied. Each song has about 5 different sections where it completely changes direction, from slow riffing with female vocals, some acoustic interlude, blasting black metal, post-rock crescendos and so forth. And the songs don't have any riffs, leads that repeats. When a section is finished, it never comes back. Some parts of the songs are not that good, so it's a little annoying when they play some awesome riffs and then starts doing something else, and you know that that epic lead will not come back. It's a very good debut, but could have been trimmed down, leaving some parts out, and it would have been much better. And as I said, Sunlord released the vinyl in 2007, but my version is the 2016 repress from Artemisia Records, the band's own label. It's a gatefold. It's a double LP. The records are standard black, and it comes with printed inner sleeves and a free download card, which I have misplaced somewhere. Here's a snippet. Next up we have the sophomore release from Wolves in the Throne Room called Two Hunters. It was released on CD through Sun & Lord in 2007 and on vinyl in 2008. And this time around the band is intact. Rick Dahlin completes the lineup with guitar and shared vocal duties. And Two Hunters has a little more polished production than Diadem 12 Stars, but it too consists of 4 tracks. And this time around the first track, Dia Archio, is a 6-minute ambient piece that is more of a long intro, and it builds up a nice atmosphere, but could have been cut in half and done exactly the same job, I think. And the other 3 tracks are 12, 10 and 18 minutes long, making Two Hunters almost 15 minutes shorter than the debut. And this is due to the fact that they have taken a concept from the debut but stripped down some unnecessary parts, making Two Hunters a much better record. Maybe not much, but it's better. And the second track, Vastness and Sorrow, was the first Wolves in the Throne Room track I ever heard, maybe 4 years ago, and is the reason I started to dig into the discography. And as I said before, the record was released on vinyl in 2008, but my version is the 2018 repress. And the vinyl version, not only this, but everyone has an extended version of the third track, Cleansing. It's just the ambient intro that's longer and does nothing. It does not add anything. But it also has a bonus track called To Reveal, which is a very good track and adds some value. And this is also a gatefold. And the record is standard black. Comes with printed inner sleeves. No lyrics. Here's a snippet. Up we have Black Cascade, the third full-length from the band. It was released in 2009 on CD and vinyl through Sun & Lord. And this time around, Rick Dahlin has left the band and been replaced by Will Lindsay on guitar. And there's not much that differs between Black Cascade and Two Hunters despite this. There's still 4 tracks and they're quite long. All songs are very varied and very good. The only thing that's slightly better on Two Hunters is the production. I'm not really sure what it is, but Black Cascade has a little less ebb and flow to the soundscape. Other than that, it's excellent stuff. And my version is not an original pressing from 2009, but it's also a 2018 Sun & Lord repress. It's a gatefold, and the records are on standard black vinyl. It comes with printed inner sleeves again and no lyrics. Here's a snippet. Next, this is the 4th full-length from Wolves in the Throne Room. It's called Celestial Lineage and was released in 2011 on CD and vinyl through Sun & Lord. And this time around there are major differences. Will Lindsay is out of the band and was not replaced by a permanent member, rather some guest musicians. And gone are the 4 long tracks, instead there are no more than 7 tracks. Despite this groundbreaking change, you can still hear that it's Wolves in the Throne Room. And there are actually 3 tracks that are above 10 minutes and 1 that's 7 minutes, and the rest of the tracks are more like interludes, ambient stuff, and that could have been integrated into other songs, making this the album as a whole similar to the other 3. However, I think this is their worst effort yet. It's a very good album, but it's not as memorable as the other 3. And my version of this is not an original pressing, but you guessed it, it's a 2018 Sun & Lord repress, and it's a gatefold. The records are on black vinyl. There are printed sleeves and no lyrics. Here's a snippet. After Celestial Lineage, the dude decided to release an all-out ambient record called Celestite. I have no idea. I like ambient in small doses when it's mixed up with other things like black metal. I find it very pleasing to listen to. But Celeste is 46 minutes of just ambience, therefore I skipped that one. Instead, we have Wolves in the Throne Room's latest offering, Thrice Woven, released in 2017 on their own label, Artemisia Records. And with this, the order is restored. It's black metal again, instead of the ambient found on the previous record. And the production is very, very good. It's very clean, but not over-polished, and it helps the music feel even more majestic. And the first track, Born from the Serpent's Eye, has some guest vocals by Anna von Hauswolf. She sings in Swedish, and it's very nice, but the song feels almost not finished. After an acoustic interlude, there are fast-paced riffing and blast beats, and all of a sudden it just abruptly stops, and then there's an atmospheric ambient part where Anna von Hauswolf sings. It feels like something is missing in between. Those two parts has nothing in common. There are no bridge linking them together. But when the black metal stuff kicks in after this, the ambient part, there's a smooth transition and works much better than a complete stop. Other than that, it's an excellent track, and the same goes for track number 2, The Old Ones Are With Us, with guest appearance from Steve Fontil from Neurosis, and the third track, Angerboda, is also very good. Mother Owl, Father Ocean is an okay ambient interlude, and the last track, Fire Roar in the Palace of the Moon, is good, but not as good as the first 3. All in all, it's a very good record, not as good as Two Hunters or Black Cascade, but on par with Diadem 12 Stars and better than Celestial Lineage, in my opinion. It's a gatefold, and my version of the album is the Standard Black from 2017. It did not come with printed inner sleeves, but a 8-page lyric booklet, which was stuck in the bottom of the sleeve and nearly impossible to get out. And before the snippets, I just want to say that I was supposed to see the band together with At the Gates and the Behemoth here in Sweden a couple of weeks ago, but I got violently ill from food poisoning and had to cancel. Very sad. Here's a snippet. Speaking of At the Gates, this is the only record I own by them, but I have it on CD also. This was one of the first more extreme, in the sense that Metallica, Blind Guardian and Rammstein are the reference points CDs I ever bought. I think I bought this one back in 97 or 98, and it's one of the few CDs I have left since then. And it's probably, along with Raining Blood, the record I have listened to the most in my entire life. This is not an original pressing from 95, whereas the CD version is. The vinyl is the Earache remastered full dynamic reissue from 2014, and the record sounds fantastic. No snippets for you. Thanks for watching. Bye.